This is Glow in the Dark Radio. The science fiction podcast, with original independent science fiction, written and performed by Mike Luoma, with music by Kevin MacLeod. The Vatican Assassin Trilogy and The Adventures of Alibi Jones by Mike Luoma are available in ebook, trade paperback, and audiobook wherever you find your books online. Get links and details at glowinthedarkradio.com. This is the Science Fiction Podcast, Glow in the Dark Radio. I'm your host, your writer and reader, Mike Luoma, and I have Chapter 30 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest coming up on this episode. Well, a short time back, Alibi Jones just barely escaped from a grasping tentacle of alien substance extended from the mysterious ghost ship they'd been investigating. Or did he escape? He and his crew got away from the ancient Leviathan, but the tentacle shredded Alibi's lower leg as they pulled away, and some portion of alien substance remained wrapped around his leg and rebuilt it. It rebuilt Alibi Jones's lower leg. They also made mental contact with him. Alibi has been learning about them, the Rhoday, going on trips in his mind. Now, Alibi just rescued his Aunt Anita, who's not happy about that. And we should note that the Solar Alliance doctors on Ceres Central thought Alibi's alien leg was a threat. But Alibi hasn't been worried. Alibi Jones escaped from the Solar Alliance docs before they could vivisect or dissect him and take the leg. And things seem to have been fine. Until now. The alien ghost ship just reappeared outside Alibi's cruiser, and it seems to have taken over Alibi Jones. We'll rejoin Alibi Jones and find out if he's still in control of his own body and mind as we get into Chapter 30 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest on Glow in the Dark Radio. I don't have much in the way of book news this week, so I just want to say a thank you to patrons for helping to keep the lights on, helping to keep us glowing at Glow in the Dark Radio. So if you can become a patron, please think about doing so for $2, $5, or $10 a month and help support the podcast that way. The only thing I run are promos for other podcasts. I have no other advertising, and these are just run by people who also support me by running my promos. So the only way I bring in any money to support the podcast and my science fiction is through book sales and the podcast. So if you can become a patron of the podcast, it helps. Go to patreon.com/glowinthedarkradio. And again, you can become a member for $2, $5, or $10 a month. We'll hear from my friends with the Fix It Home Improvement podcast and then get into Chapter 30 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest next on Glow in the Dark Radio.
Hi, I'm JC. My co-host Cindy and I host the Fix It Home Improvement podcast. We cover projects that every homeowner should know and top-rated products for home and garden. And for fans of Mike, we keep you posted on new smart home systems and products like robot vacuums and robot lawnmowers that seemed like science fiction not too long ago. You can check it out on your favorite podcast app. It's Fix It, F-I-X-I-T, Home Improvement.
Now here's Chapter 30 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest on Glow-in-the-Dark Radio. Alibi soared among the stars, through a yellow-green gaseous nebula, and then beyond, into a deep starless void. He sensed, more than saw, pinpoints of light that might, upon exploration, become pulsars, white dwarfs, black holes, nebulae, or even new galaxies as yet unseen. Amazing to travel like this as I dream.
We can do it as you wake as well, the Oneness said. Even now, we have pulled you outside of yourself. Your unit body ship is awake. We control it for you.
Wait, what? Alibi tried to come back to himself.
What are you doing?
The Oneness asked. I want to wake up.
We told you,
the Oneness said.
You are awake, just not conscious within your unit body ship.
Alibi tried to will himself back into his own body. Never felt detached like this before.
You are denying the Oneness.
The Oneness, the voice of the Rhoday, informed him.
We must seal you off for now.
The stars dropped away. Alibi felt suddenly small, claustrophobic. Back inside his own skin, yet wrong. Detached. He could see through his own eyes, but only as if through reversed binoculars. Feel like a prisoner in my own body. Along for the ride, but I can't control anything. Not that Alibi's body was out of control. On the contrary, he walked in a rapid, rigidly controlled manner and marched from the bridge down to the cruiser's airlock. There he pulled on an EVA suit and double-checked his oxygen supply. Well, something double-checked it. The Rhoday had control of his body, shunting him away to a small space at the back of his brain where he could watch but not act. Some of the humans the Oneness absorbed knew their way around EVA suits. The thought came to Alibi. Where did that thought come from? Where am I to have it? Alibi tried to focus his thoughts. My name is Alibi Jones, and I want my body back.
You will have it,
the Oneness of the Rhoday replied.
We just need to fly your unit body ship for a time.
Fly my ship?
Use your controls. Operate your mechanism,
the Oneness said in its chiming chorus of voices. Steal my body.
Not stolen,
the Oneness said.
Still here.
But you're keeping me from using it. You've shut me out.
Your assistance is not required at this time,
the Oneness informed him. While they'd argued, Alibi's body walked into the airlock, a flesh puppet for his Rhoday masters. Hate to admit Van and Curry were right. After the airlock cycled and the outer hatch opened, they made his body launch itself out into deep space. Alibi floated into the void. Inside the EVA suit, Alibi's leg warmed, the leg with the Rhoday embedded in it. Red lights! The suit's emergency indicators flashed on simultaneously, but just as fast, they all flashed back to normal. Though the Rhoday were not sharing the Oneness with him, Alibi felt knowledge seep through into his mind. The Rhoday substance had penetrated the skin of the EVA suit from the inside out. It flowed off his alien calf muscle, down his leg, off his heel, and out through the external surface of the suit, sealing its way behind. The Oneness stretched web-like tendrils of the black substance up around the outside of the right leg of his EVA suit, surrounding it in a black, crystalline mesh. The Rhoday substance spread up over the knee of the suit. Tendrils whipped around his waist, shot down the other leg, and began encasing it in the black. Others crept up over his chest, up his back, connecting at his shoulders. As the dark membrane thickened and filled in between the tendrils, new shoots crawled down the outside of the arms of the EVA suit, surrounding both in turn. The substance arced up over his suit's helmet, but didn't thicken. The thinnest of membranes coated the clear surface of his faceplate. Alibi was soon covered, from head to toe, by the black Rhoday substance. The exterior began to glisten the way the great old ship had. With that thought, Alibi realized the hulking Leviathan was directly below his feet. "What are you doing? Why encase me like this?"
"Your suit alone cannot protect you in the battle to come," the Oneness said. "You need stronger armor."
"Battle? We're fighting someone?"
"We fight ourselves."
Alibi tried again to reassert control of his body. The Rhoday held him back.
"The great ship, as you call it, is sick. We fight inside ourselves."
"Why don't I feel this?"
"You have been isolated from it, from them, for they know you."
"Your sickness knows me?"
"Yes. We hope your knowledge will help defeat them."
"You keep saying them. Who are they? A part of yourself?"
"Now, but not always," the Oneness said. "We fight the hunger. It has invaded the great ship, and even now fights to take over the Rhoday and the Oneness. Most of us are occupied in the great ship, fighting the ongoing battle, but a few smaller independent flows remain isolated outside the conflict to work with you in hopes of remaining whole."
"The hunger? You mean the ancient enemy?" Alibi thought of Azimet and recalled his vision of the elite of the people's failed return and transformation into a greedy mass of bioelectric soul power.
"Yes," the Oneness said. "You do have the knowledge. That is our enemy."
"That's my enemy too. I'd like to help you fight them. I want to help you fight them. But I can't."
"Why not?"
"I can't like this. I need my body back." In a thought, Alibi was back inside his own brain, seemingly in command of mind, body, and soul once more. He moved his arms and legs, turned his head. "That's better." He took a look down at the great ship below. "Much better, thank you." Although it now covered his entire EVA suit, the Rhoday substance didn't slow him up. If anything, it helped him move easier through the vacuum. He floated down towards the great ship. "Wonder what I look like from the outside." "Where is he?" Anita asked. She scanned the view screen, showing a feed from next to the airlock. "Are you sure he's gone out?"
"Yes," Kat said. "Or so it would seem. He put on an EVA suit and activated the airlock. It looks like he went into the airlock and then left the ship."
"I don't see him," she said. "There," Emily said. She leaned over and pointed out a black shape moving across the stars. "He looks weird." "Zoom in," Anita said. The screen didn't change. Emily leaned over Anita and touched the image of Alibi, and the picture refocused close around him. He glistened. His EVA suit looked like it was coated by something shiny and dark.
"What is all over his suit?"
Kat asked. "Good question," Anita said. "It looks like the stuff the ghost ship is made of," Emily said. "The stuff his leg was remade from." Alibi moved closer to the great ship. The tenebrous Leviathan loomed larger and larger. It filled his sight until all he could see was the glistening obsidian surface of the vessel. A thought bothered him, or the absence of a thought. He tried to remember where he'd just been. It was important.
"The battle is important,"
the Oneness insisted.
"That's it."
He'd been soaring through the stars with the Oneness, and now came home to find the great ship compromised.
"The battle rages,"
the Oneness whispered inside his mind.
We do not relish the reconnection as we ought.
Looks peaceful enough.
You have been kept safe from the battle until now. We have also been safe, apart, with you. You cannot sense it yet, but you will.
Alibi, can you hear me? Alibi's Aunt Anita was speaking to him. Where is she? Why is she talking to me now? Alibi grew confused. He accused the Oneness. You're doing something to me, clouding my mind. I can feel it. The Oneness did not answer. He tried speaking. No sound came out. You've not given me full control of my body back. You lied to me. Do it, or I don't help you. Do it! Now! The events of the last hour became clear in Alibi's mind. He remembered the Rhoday hijacking him, his unit body ship, and marching him off the bridge into this EVA suit he wore and out of the ship. Part of him watched himself do it, while most of his mind was sent for an excursion among the stars. That they could take over while he was awake surprised Alibi. He realized he shouldn't have been surprised. The Rhoday had been controlling host bodies for years.
You condemn us?
The Oneness inquired. You read all my thoughts?
They exist to us. There is no reading.
Alibi decided to test the Rhoday's word. He stopped his forward progress towards their home ship.
Why do you stop?
Read my mind. You tell me.
You confuse the Oneness. You are in contradiction. You want to help us battle and defeat the hunger you call the ancient enemy. Yet you also want the Oneness defeated.
I want you out of my unit body ship, out of my life, and out of the worlds of the Solar Alliance. Not defeated, just gone.
But we have bonded with you,
the Oneness said.
Other humans might as well, though the others we have tried to take in have lost themselves in us.
You killed them. Alibi didn't plan to let the Rhoday off the hook for all the people they'd killed getting to know humankind.
They live on in us,
the Oneness said. We really do, Captain Al. Lenora Schwald's voice pierced and echoed through his mind. Cut that out.
We have learned not to draw you humans out so deeply,
the Oneness said.
Not all are as fully rooted as you, Alibi Jones.
You have learned? You're still doing it? The image of Dr. Humphreys appeared unbidden in his mind. Humphreys? His aunt told him Humphreys was fine, back when Alibi was still in quarantine. Escaped without a scratch, she'd said, if he recalled correctly. What did you do to Humphreys? The Oneness didn't answer. He's not answering, Anita said to Kat and Emily. Those damn doctors were right. Whatever that thing is that rebuilt his leg, it's taken him over. Should have listened to them. Never should have lifted the quarantine. But he seemed fine. He's been fine, Emily said. Well, you know, for Alibi. She grinned at her own humor. When Anita didn't, Emily frowned a little, then continued. There was no sign of anything wrong with him. At all. Until this. Aunt Anita! Alibi's voice echoed from the bridge's comm unit. She jumped at the sound. Alibi, are you okay? She asked. I think so, he said. I'm working with the Rhoday. They're the life form we've been calling the ghost ship. Working with is loosely applied here, though. They're a parasitic sort of species, tend to take over host bodies and use them. They insist it's more symbiotic, but I'm not sure, so I'm trying to be careful. Something took you over, she said. I saw it. That was them, the Rhoday, Alibi said, but they want my help. They're learning to be more accommodating. Well, his aunt said, then paused. It sounds like you, Allie. But I warn you, you Rhoday, if it turns out you're making him say these things to me, I will obliterate you. A silent moment passed before Alibi responded. I can hear them in my mind, sort of speaking to me, Alibi said. And they point out they could speak through me to talk to you directly, but they thought it would be better if they asked me to instead relay their reassurance to you that they are not. Anita's brow furrowed. She looked at Emily, who shrugged. Anita looked over at Kat. The Dacour suddenly found something fascinating on the view screen in front of him and studied it intently. She frowned. "I'm not sure that proves anything," Anita replied. "Hey, what happened to Dr. Humphreys?" Alibi asked, changing the subject. I don't know," Anita said. "Did something happen to him?" "Aunt Anita, did you let him keep a piece of something?" Alibi asked. "Something from our mission?" "He was going to study it for the project," she said. "I might have signed off on it to get both it and him out of my sight. I had other worries at the time." "And you never checked back with him on it?" "Not yet," she said, a little defensive. "The Rhoday say he... Uh-oh, we've got company!" 2 Solar Alliance Stinger ships materialized out of transspace over the asteroid belt. That was Chapter 30 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest, part of the Adventures of Alibi Jones Chronological Omnibus on Glow-in-the-Dark Radio. Alibi Jones seems to have regained control of his own mind and body from the Rhoday. He is not of the Oneness. Not really. Stinger ships from the Solar Alliance just showed up, though. Those are some big ships. They're about twice the size of Alibi Jones's cruiser. But they're all pretty much dwarfed. They're all very tiny compared to the giant hulk of the ghost ship. So they may have shown up, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to do too much. The Rhoday say they're now battling the hunger inside their ship, which is a new development. And Alibi Jones would like to help the Rhoday fight the hunger. At least he thinks so. If he can. But can he trust them? If he does? Are the enemy of the ancient enemy his friend? We'll find out on our next episode. Again, thanks to patrons for helping to keep the podcast going. And if you'd like to become one, we'd love to have you. Head to patreon.com/glowinthedarkradio and become a member for $2, $5, or $10 a month. And help support the podcast. That is all for this week. I'm your host, your writer and reader, Mike Luoma. Thank you again for listening to Glow in the Dark Radio. Glow in the Dark Radio. This podcast presentation is copyright 2026 by Michael F. Luoma and is protected under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License, CC by NCND 4.0. Music by Kevin MacLeod. You can find his work at Incompetech.com. Mike's books are available in ebook, paperback, and audiobook, wherever you find books online. Get links and more details at glowinthedarkradio.com and mikeluoma.com. This has been a presentation of Glow in the Dark Radio.